Good morning. Happy Friday. I hope you've had a lovely week. I hope you're feeling like doing something creative or watching somebody else hopefully do something creative. Either of those options completely acceptable. Right, I have got a plan. In theory, an idea today. So we're going to do some washing line composition, which means I need a few photos that I can hang from a line, and I've just printed those. And something else has arrived. Exciting things. Ready? So here's the kit I'm working with today, but guess what arrived last night? It's February's kit. Should we have a quick look? I don't think I added anything to my order that wasn't on the kit list. So you can have a look. Right, let's see. Pop that away because I don't leave it out to get dusty anymore. I've grown as a person. Right, so next month I'll do a proper walkthrough standalone video, but I got the background papers, and that's actually their Christmas collection, but this feels very February to me as well. So good old Doodlebug versatile stuff. And then we have got these papers. So this one, you're like, that's very simple for something she'd put on the kit list, but it's that side. Look at that. Heart eyes. There might be a couple papers in here that aren't on the list. I'm not sure. I don't remember. This is literally me unboxing it. So I'll have to go back to the list and see if I gave myself extras. Oh, I think I did. I don't think this is on the kit list. This was a brand I'd never bought before, so I wanted to see what it's like. So this is Asuka Studio out of Japan. Super smooth. Not glossy, but smoother than other brands. Yes. So I'll have to see how it takes stuff, but I like those designs. Interesting shape to the sun. It's narrow. It's not a circle. Okay. But yeah, a different kind of mixed media brand there. So that because it was a brand I'd never tried before, I wanted to see what it was like, but most of this is in the kit. Oh, clouds, hearts, raindrops, purple. Loving that. Dun, dun, dun. I love that there's football talk in the comments just because Barbara's here from Kansas City and April, I think, is from Florida. So, yeah, April's in Jacksonville. This one, oh, okay, so I bought it. I put it on the kit list for this side. I didn't realize that had gold foil. Sorry, gold foil. I'm totally going to ignore you, I think. Maybe I can use a strip of it because I bought it for this one. It's good. First little bit there. This has gold foil. And I bought this from the back too, didn't I? Yeah, I didn't. Okay, so I put two things on the list without realizing they were foiled, with 100% planning to use the other side. This as a background to stay 12 by 12. This is from a cat collection, but it's, you know, my favorite kind of stripe and hearts. And I wanted some hearts to not have it all be pink and red. So this was red with other colors and brought the orange in. So there's an orange here. Okay, so those were the papers. I got my winter edition of Scrapbooking cards. Nice. Remember, you can add it to your order for free. They publish 4 times a year. And their website has freebies like cut files and stuff. Stocked up on some Papio strips. Got some enamel dots there. Super cute little lemon Valentine stamp. Oh, I knew these were layered stickers. I didn't realize they're enamel as well. That's quite cool. So they've got like little enamel strips on top. 3 Vicky stencils. So that could be a sunrise or a flower. That's a geometric, and that one's hearts. And then alphas in red and black. And this one that I, love and use all the time. This one new, puffies. There we go. All right, so that's what I'll be using next month, and that's exciting that that is here already, because last month took a little longer, but this month is here, or next month, it's here, it's here. Right, so I'll get that out of the way, and we shall work on January stuff. So, a washing line today with these supplies. This kit is getting very bitty. Does that make sense? Is that a Shimelleism or is that just a normal thing? So a lot of these things are now in little pieces. But we're going to start with these today. Remaining cut apart pieces to make a washing line. Yeah. So I'm going to sketch it out and then I'll do my speech. April said the black letter stickers went out of stock really fast, still waiting on restock. And that must have been that they were just a very popular choice, because I'm trying to make sure that there's always at least 100 of every item that I put on the list when it goes live. So, but you never know if somebody else is also going to highlight something at the same time. So that can be a little confusing. So washing line composition means to do this. This is what it means in my world. Yeah. So you have something that you can hang stuff from. And then that means that you can hang tags. And 3x4 cards. And photos. Does this make sense as a sketch? I hope so. But what it does mean is that I'm not going to stick, this sketch is more an idea today. And then I'll see what pieces I've got to make them fit onto the washing line. And then you kind of want some smaller things in there too. So maybe you hang things that come in front here of various sizes. And everything is hanging from the washing line. Like that. Okay, and then you have space to run a nice big or small or long title. Down here. You could include journaling in the washing line, or you can include the washing line, the journaling down here underneath. Yeah? Just different kind of composition than we tend to do here. But certainly not something I invented, certainly something that you can find lots of examples of in different crafters style. And because we have so many cut-aparts in this kit, I feel like this is a good one to give it a whirl with. And I've got some photos here. I just printed this one because I wanted to use these three. So I've got a spare and I didn't want to just run it through the printer empty. So that's a standalone photo from Wednesday night. So I've got these three to work with today. All right, that all have a story. that fits them together. Right. Hello. My name's Shimelle. I teach online scrapbooking classes, design scrapbooking products, and help you use them to tell your stories in a creative, that almost went into crazy, but it could be that too, creative way. It's not just my hobby, it is my job, and that means anytime I scrapbook on the internet, it's considered advertising, and legally I have to make sure you're aware of that. So thank you always for watching my #advertising. I appreciate you being here, whether you watch live and you're chatty, whether you watch live and you're quiet, whether you watch from Tomorrowland and you let me know in the comments, or you just watch any old time and you keep to yourself. It's okay, you're still welcome here. Thank you, everybody, and if you want to get the same supplies to make the same sort of projects, you can find those links below. So what I showed you earlier, the February kit, that's already live in the links down below. That's the one that looks like Sure Soul. And that takes you directly to scrapbook.com, where you can add one of everything if you want the whole set, or you can pick and choose the different pieces that you want and put them in your kit, in your shopping cart. Yeah, or you can look at the supplies like that and make a list or gather supplies from your own stash if you already own it. Also, if you still have a local store, use that list and go shopping, because you're lucky to have a local store, and we are totally cool with you supporting a local business to keep scrapbooking stores a thing. Yes. Anything else? The January list is also there, so you can see anything that I'm using today in the links below, and you can sign up for classes with me if you want to do a little more concentrated learning where it's not random rubbish, it's not live streamy long stuff, it's edited down. So for example, right now you could take the newest class, which is use your bold pattern papers, and that is 20 to 22 minutes per lesson. Everything is on topic, no wibbly wobbly random rubbish on the outside. Yeah, so different things you can do. And if you sign up for bold pattern papers while it is still January, it's only $5. Do you want to know what next month's topic is? I have the next 2 months worked out. Anyway, let's scrapbook. Okay. So we have got, I want to include stickers in the hanging things as well. So photos. Let's get the 3 that I'm going to use. So WB is on a mission to learn a specific skill. He needs to be really fearless at climbing and scrambling for a project he wants to work on. And so I was trying to think what is the best kind of scenario to do that, and talk to some friends who are big into outdoor adventuring, friends who are Girl Guide leaders and have kids that are guides and cubs and scouts and all of that sort of stuff. And chose some of the bigger adventure-y type playgrounds, without it being something where you're on a rope and like tied in for safety, but the kind of playgrounds where there's more risk involved, like you could fall, and so you have to learn how to balance yourself and stuff like that. And we've added these into our kind of weekly walking paths and stuff. And I've started timing him. So his goal is that he wants to do, these photos cover 3 different things. So this is like, it's kind of hard to see, but I didn't do a bend and snap. Oh no. I was telling my story and got all out of sorts. The tiniest bend and snap. It doesn't work when I forget. Okay, hold on. Oh, here. Ready? That was so much better. There you go. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. All right. But so this one is like a wall that you climb up massive rocks. So he is actually in that photo, but it's kind of hard to see. So we added that into our journey. This one is along the south bank, which goes on forever out this direction. And it's all these different logs. Oh, focus. Nailed together in random ways. So he goes from one side to the other, and I time him there. And then this one that's a more traditional how high up the rope course can you get. But you're not tied into it. You're just holding your own weight. So anyway, that's the story that I want to tell with my washing line today. And I didn't even think about that because I had this planned before I picked the photos. But that's quite, I mean, like all the ropes in that photo, and then I'm going to hang it from a line. I'm here for that. Yeah. Okay. So then, little elements to include along that. So I think this sentiment also fits with this, because the funny part of the story is that I was sitting there in my head going, how am I going to do this? He really needs to learn a huge amount of confidence in this area. Not that he was lacking in it, just that for the project he wants it for, it needs to be a really strong skill. So I was like, we need to kind of get on this. What if it doesn't work? I don't know. I was kind of making a bigger deal in my head than I needed to, probably. I'm quite good at that. And so I thought this sentiment then worked really well to figure out, like, how do we do this in so little time? But it turns out that now I can't walk with this child anywhere without him scrambling up something. So, you know, you take the adventure with the plants. All right, we're not in March, so I don't want that. Do I have any little Januaries left? Because this is definitely a January project. Did I use everything up that said January? Oh, I had a big one. I don't want a giant January today. So I used all the small ones, maybe? I think I did. Okay, that's all right. Right. So then this cut apart. I think we might even be able to use both of these tacks. All right, so you want to start with, well, you'll need a background paper, which I still need to sort out, but you'll want to start with a whole bunch of pieces, kind of 3x4 or smaller. You could do a 4x6 portrait. You could do like this kind of version rather than the other kind of version. But small pieces are quite useful because the look works really well with quite a few items. I have an old sketch that's out there where I think I just did 3 square pieces hanging from the washing line, and it does look really simple now when you look back at it. And I think over time I've certainly come to prefer more pieces and a more vertical element rather than squares. So vertical boxes and tags. And I'll definitely need my hole punch today, but that's all right. Okay. Kind of wondering about this, but cut into 2 pieces. Sophia says she's thankful that neither of her kids have been like a good friend of hers whose oldest 2 would climb the outside banisters and hang off the door jambs and climb up the kitchen cupboards to sneak packs of biscuits hidden at the top. Oh no, definitely not allowed. No. What am I doing? There. Okay. So I'm thinking making this in 2 pieces. got these little pieces everywhere. Now, I might come back. This might be the day that funny shape could work in. I don't know. I'm going to put it over here. All right. It's a start. Oh, and where's the camera? Let's try again to get the camera in. I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. Okay. These can all go over here. Make a little embellishment spot. Claire says, this sort of design takes far fewer bits and bobs than you expect it to. She gets out 1 million to add on and then uses 5 to 10. Yeah, that's very true. And that's kind of why I was like, well, I could use those. I could use that. I'll stop for now. Yeah. We'll put the camera in the stack. But yeah, you'll see very quickly that it can't all fit. Yeah, that still doesn't have a January piece there. Okay. Oh, and then I knocked the whole stack over. It's all right. No January in there. I know you just caught me doing that. Oh, put that in there too. Oh, what's this? What's this? December. Okay. So we can put all that over to the side and reclaim some sort of sanity on my desk, which then gives us 3 photos. See, that's more than a 12-inch. And then bits to tuck in. Yes. And then smaller pieces. Okay, so I'm going to keep the smaller pieces over there. I'm going to work with these first, and I need a background. So let's see. Let's see what we've got in terms of backgrounds from other kit months. So got these. 1 month we had Bella Boulevard. So I could go with green background. But there's also this. I mean, because it kind of mimics the sky. But the reason I haven't used the ombre sides is because then this bit is just like a solid. So I feel like if I do this, I need to like stencil the background or something. Okay, so option A, blue ombre, add something to the background. Option B, green hearts. Don't need to stencil the background. Yeah? Okay, so you vote in the comments. Blue with stencil, green without. And I'm going to tell you a funny story. See how this has a little triangle cut out of it? WB saw this idea and was like, see if you can do that to your nails, mommy. And so this little cutout bit had glittery fill, like, but you did it from the beginning rather than... Oh, Jody's like, put the blue on its side. No, my brain cannot cope. The washing line can't fade that way. I'm sorry, you can do it, but I can't. Nope, it's got to go that way. Yeah, so it was like silver glitter, and then the silver glitter just came out and left the pink behind. This is why I am not a professional nail artist. Right, let's have a look. Blue, blue, green, green, blue, 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 green, blue, green, green. Oh my goodness, you lot. It's pretty even. planning to stencil today, but it's not impossible. I mean, the blue does also have a heart side. That's just compound things. But yeah. Okay. We have stamps this month, not a stencil, so I can pick from whatever we've got. What kind of stencil goes with climbing? So I have this map. I obviously also have clouds and stars. Or to really throw a wild one out there, rainbows. Okay, so we've got, I'm so good at cleaning up before I put things away, obviously. Just take the tape off there. All right. Map, cloud, stars, rainbow. What do you want to see? Sorry. Clouds, clouds. The only thing about the clouds is that I'd be stenciling blue over the blue. Okay, so far, clouds. Right. So let's have a look at what our feature color this month looks like on here. That's tumbled gloss. And then might bring in some other colors too. What is this nonsense first? Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to start right around here in the middle. So I know this bit is going to be covered by stuff. So this is a tester. So the cloud stencil is a little different than using other stencils. You get that sort of line. How well can we see this on camera? So I think I'll need to add a bit more color into it as I get to the bottom of the page. But I think that's right. Okay, let's go. So you start on the plastic and then you fade up to get your sky, your clouds. Sorry, that's just to protect Maleficent from the ink. All right. And then come over here. Allison says she's not sure if the clouds will work on an ombre, so Shimelle proved me wrong. All right, I'll do my best. So far, so good. A bit like you need fewer things for the washing line than you think. You also need more space in between the clouds than you think because it's quite easy to run your ink into the line you've already done. So when you place your stencil, move it further down than you might expect. Okay. I could cut this to make them easy to use. I'm trying to decide. Go on. Okay. Now as the paper color gets darker, let's see. No, I can still see that. Yep. Which one have I not used? This one? No. Is that the top one? Yeah. This one I've used. That one I've used. Oh, this one would be upside downy. Okay. I'm just going to cut them all. Hello, hello. Welcome to people who are just tuning in now. We're going to make a washing line with a bunch of stuff on it, and everybody voted for blue background with cloud stenciling. So that's what I'm doing just now. And we weren't sure if I need to add some extra ink color so that you could see the blue at the bottom, but so far I can still see it. I'm going to add in flecks of white paint in the sky here too. Now here I've got a big gap, keeping in mind my title letter is going to go here, so I was quite okay with there being a big gap here. Yeah, still showing up. Oops. So anyway, when there's a big gap, you can take the ink a little higher, obviously. Okay, I think I can do one more along the bottom here, and I need to add something at the top because otherwise it's going to be a bit empty by comparison. So do this one right down the bottom. Okay, the last one is harder to see. Yeah. Okay. Go back up to the top. Where's the one with the big? This one. We'll come up here. April likes the look of the clouds more than she thought she would. Basically, we're just making our own cloud pattern paper today. Could have started with a cloud pattern paper. Did not think that way. Did not present it to you that way so that we could choose that method. No. Said ombre or green, blue ombre or green hearts. Blue ombre. with these stencils or those stencils? These stencils. And in the end, it just makes cloud paper. You too can be a pattern designer. Use the tools you have to hand. Okay. I think right up at the top. Move further up the desk here. And then I think that'll be it. Right, so that one is already there. Let's try this one. Don't want it to come that far down, so that's why I'm just using part of it here. Okay, so that is our stenciled part of the background, and I have now taken my cloud stencils apart. It's all right. If I get more use from them, then it's absolutely not a worry. Look at me making sure that it lines up with my thing, because some people don't like it if I put them on sideways. Okay, white paint. White paint, white paint. Where have I got some white paint? That's a good question. No, I do know where I put it. Okay, so that's the one that I'm not going to use because it keeps causing problems. Let's try that one. That hasn't caused me problems. It's just not as bold a color. Same with this one. So these two don't transfer for me, but they're not as bold as the white mist that shows up like really well, but then ends up stuck to the page protector. Okay. So I don't think this one's around anymore. This is Tattered Angels chalkboard, and this is Diane's for Dilutions white linen ink spray. Oh my goodness, you scrappers getting up so early in the morning to be here. That one. And a bit of this one. Oh, a Posca paint pen, but then I have to like be purposeful. Or can you flick a big Posca paint pen? I only have the little ones that I use for lettering. I don't think I have a giant one. Can I flick, or do I have to be intentionally random, which I'm not very good at? So you can see this is starting to disappear. Some of it will be visible and some of it won't. The other one, always visible, but ends up stuck to the page protector. But where this is invisible, it's shimmery, so this is okay. I do also just like good old white acrylic paint on a brush that has some to it. That's a technical term. So not a soft brush. A brush with some bristle stiffness, basically. Great. Right. So yeah, Do I like it? Yes. Do I also wish there was some bright white to stay on top? Also yes. But for now, I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to look at the washing line elements and get my hole punch sorted here. Joanne says gesso. Yeah, I've got clear gesso. I have really thick white gesso, the kind that's more like texture paste. So that doesn't flick so well. It might do with the right brush. Hold on. Might have a look. Okay, hole punch. What have I got that would be sturdy enough to flick something thicker? Maybe that one? Hold on. Is this what I think it is? That's white, isn't it? Yes, that's white. Go on. Because otherwise I'm just going to be sad. We got the Aussie crowd in today. Oh, yes. Claire's like, you could do that with your little Posca pen. You could just put some onto a mat. And then, of course. Why do I not think of these very sensible things? So, I'm going to use my also very technical tool of the cardboard seal that comes inside the pot. And then the tiniest bit of water. And my brush. Good night, Allison. See you in Tomorrowland. Oh, Shimelle. Your bad habits are showing. That brush was not 100% clean. Once it got wet, the old pigment came out. Okay, but we're good. It's mostly just driving it further up the brush. Okay. It's very small, but lovely. I gotta clean this brush, otherwise it's just gonna be yellow now. Okay, hold on. We're gonna start again. Come with me to the sink. Where we shall make the brush not be yellow. Make my hand yellow instead. Why not? Okay. Let's try once more because I like the little bit that I got here. So I think it is worth a shot. Okay. Of course, now that I clean the brush, it doesn't work. It's all right, I have other brushes. Yeah, I was going to say, that one definitely looks like I've dry brushed ink with it. So no to that one. That one's too soft a brush. I need a brush that's not super soft, not a liner, not teeny tiny one. A little soft. Oh. What about this one? Okay. Oh, alive, you never know when there's just going to be a rabbit hole. Now it's really thick. Oh, I want it to work. I want it to work. Come on. Need more like a toothbrush kind of texture. I'm fresh out of those. Okay. Going to get my actual toothbrush is a step too far. Okay. It is a bit tedious, but we're getting there. And I like the texture. So, good call, good call. Thank you for making me do this. It's probably the worst viewing though. Sorry. Come on, let's make this corner balance. There we go. Okay, now I've ended up with kind of different style than I imagined originally, but I like it, so it's okay. Happy accents. Channel your inner Bob Ross. Okay, wash your brushes. Let's get this out of the way so it can dry. Let's clean this mess up so I don't ruin it. And we're all good. Okay. Sorry. Be right back. Saving the brushes. So you don't want gesso dried into your brushes forever. You'll never be able to use them again. Stuff is strong. And this, I think I can just wipe off. And we make the washing line. Promise. I'm going to cut and stick paper now. All right. Phew. Oh, can I hold the paper up so you can see the white? Yeah. So, unless your screen is way better than mine, it's picking up like the big bits, but there's also these like teeny tiny little flecks. It's just starting to pick them up, but you might not be able to see them on your screen. But anyway, so there's some of these like bigger bits, and then there's these like teeny tiny little dots. But because it's gesso, it has a texture and it's sitting on top of the paper. Yeah. Okay. Hole punching things. And that was with water. Lots of people saying add water. That was with water. And adding the water was making it harder to flick. And so that's why the first brush was the right brush if it was dry. But once I washed it, it was no longer the same flickability. Yeah. And when I added more water to the gesso to use the second brush, because that brush was dry. I know it was a water brush, but I didn't squeeze it, so it was dry. Then it became like less dotty and more stripped, like streaks, as I added the water to it. Does that make sense? Wood oil soap is Sophia's suggestion if you do get gesso dried into your paintbrush. There's definitely no scrapbook police. There's no stress in scrapbooking. Julie says she could manage to flick white paint onto one of her existing cloud papers, and that's not cheating. No, that's not cheating. That's genius. That's adding depth to a pattern paper. All right, let's punch holes in a bunch of stuff. All right, that one already has a hole that I seem to have totally mangled, so what's happened there? All right, and then we'll go there. Maybe further down with this one. Yeah. And in the photos, right. If you don't want to punch holes in your photos and you just want to layer them in, you totally can. It's fine. Don't punch a hole through anybody's face. Unless you don't like them. Claire's going, oh my goodness, she's still punching holes in things. And she's not going to get all of those onto the washing line. And now they have holes in them forever. Yeah, yeah. It's true. She's accurate. Is that my black one? Yes. Have I labeled them yet? No. Now, what kind of washing line to use? I got black and white twine there because I used it in my Christmas journal, which, by the way, my last set of 6x8 photos should be here today, and then I'm going to work on getting that all finished. I'm glad that I waited a little bit because we ended up getting these amazing photos from backstage through that if I had finished on the 6th of January would not be in my album, but they came through at the end of the weekend when the show closed, and they're just a delight to be babysitting on the stairs with Dawn French, just chilling. So cute. There's like, don't say I didn't warn you. You didn't. You did warn me. I will not say that. All right, so I got black and white, or what other things have I got? I did have a big stack of velvet ribbons, but I used them during December. So I don't have a lot. Oh, I have like fuchsia velvet left. I think that's probably what I'm going for. I do have this color. Oh, I've got red in there too, but yeah, neither of those are going to work. Okay. I have this color in a green that I used for something too. What if we did that? We put it on this kind of green. Okay, so the trickiest part to this is that unless you add another string and then hang it like that, which you can and I will do with some bits, if you want to string it onto the actual washing line, you've got to figure out the order of everything first. Dun, 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 dun. Sophia is wearing 2 jumpers, a thermal top and thermal socks, and is so cold. And I'm wearing a dress and jeans, so I understand your freezing feelings. Yeah, I put on a dress and then was like, nope, I'm too cold. Oh, Sophia's being bold. She's like, just tiny attach them. Use your stapler. Stick them on there. That's funny. So I want to put the 3 photos on here. And then other things with string. That's my plan. little safety pins. And I've got some actual pegs too. So I have got pegs. Oh, and I like this twine color too, in fact. So let's just have this whole thing. Oh, that gave me a really random rubbish question. Oh, I've got paper clips that could work too. Okay. When I went to get this, I have this spot in my desk where my watches go to die. Is it just me? Or do watch batteries die really quickly these days? Like for watches with a face, not a digital one. I don't know what it is. Why do I drive my watches to die really quickly? Or is this one of those weird things where you're some sort of strange magnet and it's actually some creepy thing that I turn watches off? Safety pins would lie flatter than pegs for an album. This is true. But also, there's a way to cheat. So this, sitting that way in the album, is going to be a huge amount of depth. Yeah. But you can take them apart. And just do it like that. And then it looks like a whole peg, but actually it's half a peg glued in. Does that make sense? So yeah, I've got that option. I got some green twine here. Okay, I was trying to find the end of the green twine. What? In case you can't tell, this was at one point an actual washing line, I think for an advent calendar. And when I put it in my desk, clearly, I just took the whole thing as it was, pegs and all. It has made it so that I knew exactly where my pegs and my green twine were, but this is a big old mess. I'm almost there. There we go. So now I've got green twine. There's one stuck. Okay. So I can do some. How's this going on drying? Yeah, it's almost dry. Cool. Some with loop-de-loops. Like this. Now, how far down do I want that to hang? I want it to hang quite far down. So just do a big loop here. And one simple little knot. But then others you can tie different directions. I think my paper is probably dry enough that I can start here. Let's take this branding strip off and start working out where things can go. Now you can do two different things with the ends. There's probably more than two, but two things that come to mind straight away that you can do with the end of your washing line. So you can either wrap it around to the outside to the back of your page and have it go all the way across and tuck under, or you can punch two holes here, put two brads in or whatever, and don't have it go all the way to the edge. Does that make sense? Come here, tiny bit of dust. Like sweater fluff and it's stuck to the page. Okay. Right. Now somehow my bias bindings got turned around. I want the flat side to the front. So I'm going to punch a hole. So to make it the same depth on both sides, I'm going to push it in until my hole punch stops. But then I need to get it in the same place over here. You can measure this if you would prefer. So the binding is going to go through here. And if you then adhere it toward that side, toward the outside, rather than toward the inside, then you don't see the hole. Yeah, if I adhere it there, hole covered. If I adhere it, if I bend it back, then you're going to see the hole. That's the problem. So we adhere it there. Oh yes, especially if you're using twine. So Claire says, or leave the ends longer and then twirl them around on the page as a design element. And if you're using twine, like baker's twine like this, that's gorgeous. Yeah, but I think it's too much with a bulky one like this. Yeah. So we will have twiddly twine in other spots, I think. So let's have a look at how much room the 3 photos take up. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and put through here, and I'm not going to cut and adhere this side until I'm happy with everything, because this gives me a way out. I can take this side out and undo everything and try again if I want. Okay, so figure out first kind of how much movement do you want in this? How much do you want it to hang down the page? I think right about there is probably good. Okay, so that's where that's going to go. And here's where you can see Claire's point that 3 photos even take up a lot of room. They do. And that's kind of why I went for photos. Like, I don't really love a washing line for 3 photos that are like 3 gorgeous portraits, because you're going to have other stuff that's going to make it hard to see things in the picture. So use photos where you're okay kind of covering stuff up and things like that. Sophia's like, you can measure this, meaning that I know everybody watching is going to be 50-50 between Camp Wing It and Camp, why are you not measuring that? It's true. So if I use both of those, it's going to be hard to read them. So I might use one and not the other. Kind of like this on that side. So take some of them right up to the string. So this one has like a long loop. This one I'm going to take right up to the top. Claire is team wing it, then go back and measure it because winging it was a poor choice. Oh no. It's fine, it's fine. It's only paper. Okay, and yes, I will be adding adhesive to get these into a place where it looks natural, but actually they're stuck there. That's totally part of this process. So I have to be careful what I add on this side because he's there. So if I add this here, it's going to be easy to cover him up. So instead, adding something that can sit behind there that doesn't have text. So like if I end up putting this underneath that says nice and it goes underneath, then it says ice. That's not my story. Yeah. So I'll do this one on a longer loop as well. And then put it underneath. I think even longer than that. And that one can go behind that way. Definitely need something in between there. But that's, oh, he's all the way over here. So this could go on top here. That works. And this one, I'm going to do a loop, but I'm going to leave enough to make a bow, I think. So let's do about there. Claire's like, you could do 2 washing lines. Yes, you could. No covering up letters. We know what that leads to. It does. It's scary things around here. So then pull this back to tie a bow with this long tail here. Pull the tails to make the loops too small, then pull them out again to get a happy medium. Totally sensible. Okay. Getting there. This one maybe behind here, behind both of those. How long you gotta be to just come down there or here? Kind of like it there. Okay. Could have put it on the same loop-de-loop with that one. Let's do that. Loop-de-loop. I'm learning. Say I have form for making new words by covering up letters. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, come on, Dad, please. Pretty please. Preferably without disintegrating. This is like me trying to pick up layers with too many sticky elements. Hi, I just want to put this underneath all of the things. I just want to untie the thing that I tied. So close, so close, so close. There we go. All right. So then to make it go behind there, I want it behind the blue one. So that means it needs to go like this. Anything else I need to put on this one while I'm here? Okay. Bring my ends back together. See if I can tie it in roughly the same place so that I don't have creased up twine. All right. So other pieces that I brought out but haven't put on yet. One giant 3x4 that I could just put underneath here and not see. Because then it would add just a little layering. That's fine. And this one over here somewhere. So if I can make it work because of the color, I'd like to kind of balance that color. Okay, almost there. And then I'm going to stick it so that it magically goes from chaos to completely normal. April, have you not seen that one? So the layout is called I'm Just Here for the Snacks. But there was a pattern paper in the background that added a word that I didn't see when I was building the title. And I did the whole live without it. And like literally right as I was clicking end stream, Claire went, but wait. And then I had to fix it later and admit in the next video that I'm a nutcase. And I had left in the word butterfly, but covered up the fly right before the word snacks. There you go. That's what happened. Right. I'm going to need Pop Dots and normal glue, both. Oh, where have I put my normal little Pop Dots? Hiding somewhere. Hello? Yes, I do expect them to answer and come out of hiding when I say hello. Hello? How strange. Did they just fall into the wrong compartment in here? No. Hold on, let me check one thing. Did I just pick them up with the layouts that were on my desk? Might have done that. Oh. Hello? I'm still talking to them. I'm still thinking I'll find them if they just answer. They answered. Okay. Yep. They stuck to the back of a layout that was on my desk. All right. So I need Pop Dots and regular adhesive. That's what I was saying. Okay, then I'm going to go from the left. I know I want this one. To go pretty high up here and have just a little bit of angle. You know why this sort of layout doesn't come naturally to me. It's because there's angles involved. Tiny ones. Don't make them too big. Okay. And I want that text to be visible. So I'm going to take this down to that spot. Then these are next. This is going to get a Pop Dot on top of the other tag. Oh, thank you, Julianne. So I'm going to line up the punched circles and just put that over at a little bit of an angle. And that can, this can even come right down, but I'm going to put it more like here. I can always change the twine. I can always retie, things like that. It's just so fiddly. Look at me trying to make that text fit just so. This photo might be better popped, actually. I think so. Let's pop this picture. I'm glad that you like the cloud paper. It does make me laugh that we just invented something that I'm sure I have 10 sheets of in my stash. Different cloud papers. But we made our own. It's all good. And in case you didn't notice, there's cloud paper in February's box, I think. I think that was on the supply list and not just something I added for myself. Okay, let's come back over here, but make this come up here. Get rid of that pop top back. Ah! It just wants to come back. Okay. Uh-oh, I accidentally stuck twine in here. Yeah. Then this one's going to go underneath. So whereabouts is that going to go? This one I want right behind that photo, so I'm going to go ahead and attach the photo to this 3x4 card because I don't want the text visible. I just want this as a bit of texture so that this color is framed on the other side. Okay, so then how far over do I want that? And I want this one to go kind of up. So it's almost like I'm looking at 4 elements here for my spacing instead of 3. I don't know why I've gone so crooked, sorry. So I kind of want that to come right across. Trying to decide, no, that's just got to be underneath and we lose the text. There, that's where it has to be. Sorry, text. It's that edge. That's what I need. As if that's a fully patterned piece. Yep. I could take that twine off entirely. It doesn't, it's completely superfluous. Let's just take it off. I'm too lazy to untie it. Okay. Okay, so this is going to need pop dots on this side. Sophia's going to teach a lesson on Kandinsky today. Excellent. Oh no, what have I missed here? That my my accidental title was some sort of After Dark thing. Yeah, that's not my target audience. I do want to keep my family-friendly rating. But have we seen that this is a product from Build-A-Bear now? That they have an After Dark collection? I'm kind of bothered. I keep getting adverts for it, and I'm like, no, I like if I've looked at teddy bears, it's for genuine, child-friendly teddy bears. Please don't give me ads on teddy bears for grown-ups. No thanks. Not my thing. Not my thing. I don't need that twine in there either. Too many bits of twine. Come to a live stream. Watch me do things and then undo them. Dreadful, I know. But here, I'm here to make you realize it's okay if that's what your scrapbooking process is like too. It's definitely okay. This one is just going to hang down here. And then that goes across there. It needs to go up high, doesn't it? Like the other one. Okay, so I'll retie that twine. But I think I'm ready now to attach that. Claire's teaching at a retreat tomorrow. What are you teaching and where? Tell us about your weekend adventure. I suggest don't include a technique that involves tying and then retying, or tying, untying, and retying twine, because it's kind of tedious. All right, I'm so close. Okay, and then we got to get a title on this baby. Okay. So this one's going to come up and have a bow like that. That's better. Right. There is our main structure of the washing line. Let's take a moment and look at sticker books, see if I've got some phrases that could work as titles. So those are all clear. I'm going to use this oh hey. But I also want some other words maybe. Am I going to regret the spaces inside? No. Okay. So that's going to go there. Sophia's got to go, but she says, in spite of all the fiddling, it's worth it. Okay, cool. Claire is teaching a crop in the country in Swindon. 2 classes with 2 layouts per class. Is still feeling a little nervous even though she's done this sort of thing before. That's okay. You should always feel a little nervous. A little nerve gives you your best, you know? In theater, when you aren't nervous anymore is when things start to go wrong. All right. I like, there's one in here that says seize the day, and I kind of like it with the, oh, does it not say seize the day? Does it just say carpe diem and I've made it rhyme in my head? I have! Because in my head I was like, oh, hey, seize the day is kind of cool. It doesn't say that. It says carpe diem. That doesn't rhyme. Never mind. Ignore it. Ignore me. Okay. So how are we going to do this title? So I have pink letters I could bring in. I have craft letters in here. They're so small though. It's all right. Going with the craft ones from the Simple Stories sticker book. And then the Oh Hey is from the Heidi Swap sticker book. Now that's too crooked. I wanted it to bounce, but I didn't want it to be crooked. That's better. Now, where the journaling is going to go, I did not include a journaling card along there, so my journaling is going to come down here, which I think I can fit it underneath here. I've got one more letter or one more line of letter stickers to add, but then, oh, spell this one backwards so that I get the spacing right. Then I can journal in white underneath here, I think is the good You could do this in another style of letter stickers for the bottom line instead of doing both the same, if you prefer. If you've got some letter stickers hanging out in your stash that need using up. Why did that one go crooked as well? That's better. Claire's going to post what she's teaching on her Instagram if you want to check it out. You'll probably see little snippets of the retreat she's at too, I'm guessing. Claire's going to be a bit social. Yeah? Yes, you're going to be great, Claire. A little bit of nerves is great. Preparation is great. You've checked your pages so that you don't have any hidden text messages when you put the elements in. I think that's everything. I think you're all good to go. Yeah. Okay, so I can start my journaling here and put it underneath there in white pen. Happy with that. So then I want something up here. So I think I've got, yeah, so I could use this smile piece. Is everything else clear? No, there's one more here. It's not clear. That are labels. Okay. So I'm going to use this up at the top to coordinate with that down here. And I like this message, but the color doesn't particularly go. Kind of like this one better. And then have I got some elements in here that pick up on the craft? I've got a stripey thing there. I've got a ruler. Could add one of these words to both sides. I like this kind of, this color that comes up on there as well. Add that one there, and this one up here. And then maybe, wait a minute, maybe I add two and bring the navy in as well. Because I've got this navy dotted through here. Okay. Then some confetti elements. So my confetti this time. Let's leave the big one. Let's use just medium and small. Like that. Journaling all along here. Okay, so what other little bits can I add in here? Well, I can glue on the half pegs with something. So I've got this little circle to make this craft and white combination happen somewhere else. So I'm going to put that one right there. And I think that probably needs liquid glue. Which you know is not my favorite thing. Might need to glue and hold that a bit more after the live stream. So one there. And then let's do one more circle somewhere. I keep coming back to that butterfly, but I also like this polka dot with the coloring. Get the wire off there. Yep. So that one needs to go kind of back here, I think. So let's flatten out the tape. And then glue one more of these. Hello, Jennifer. Yeah, just at the end, but that's okay. So journaling's going to go in this bottom section down here in white pen, but you could also use this as a journaling card and put it up there. What am I doing here? What am I like? Shimelle, this doesn't work. Because the peg is going to cover everything up. Okay, so it needs to come right down. That works better. Okay. We'll see how the pegs hold up. How they hold up in my album. If they end up looking rubbish in a week, I will let you know that I have changed that. Okay, what do we think about also putting gold on it? No? Yes? But I am going to do stamped phrases, I think, to finish. Okay. Bring me back that tumble gloss. So this is going to be pretty subtle, but that's the idea. Ooh, really subtle, but I like it. Okay. Maybe a little bit up here. So that says hooray for you. Does that make me then want to put something down here? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Just keep adding things. Why not? I don't like these two together with that one over there, so it's not the right one. instead. Hello, One Dub. No, not One Dub, T-Dub, sorry. Were you scrolling through the entirety of YouTube, or are you a scrapbooker? We get both types here, and both types are welcome. All right. Do I put a circle behind here? Like that. Because the two circles, I just desperately want there to be a third circular element. And I want it to go there. I'll put the date on that spot right there. Journaling down here in white. A cat woke T-Dub up. All right. So it's different, but it's something else you can do with cut-aparts. And as demonstrated, you can sit here and put all different sorts of embellishment in for as long as you want, or you could just line it up and make it super simple. You may find that by the next live, I've changed some things around. Might do that, might not. We'll see what happens. Oh, T-Dub is indeed a scrapbooker and a subscriber. Well, hello and welcome. I'm sorry that your cat woke you up, but I'm glad that you found something enjoyable. Right, so journaling down here. You could use just one photo and lots of elements. You could use more photos than this by taking out this element. You could turn this into a journaling card. This could be a journaling card down here if you wanted your journaling not to be on show. If you like this idea, but if you wanted more photos, move this line up a little bit and then punch another set of holes and do 2 lines across. And then you just double it up and you work your title into one of the washing lines rather than have it down here. Yeah. So lots of different ways you could do that. Oh, Julianne, thank you. Julianne just sent me $5 for inspiring her to lift this page over this weekend. Well, thank you, Julianne. I'm so glad that you found that useful. If you want to be inspired to use bold pattern papers, thanks, Julianne, for this lovely segue that I can make. If you go over to scrapbook.com, no, Shimelle. Shimelle.com. That's the one that I actually run. If you go to Shimelle.com, in the very first post right now, it has all of the classes that I teach, and you can scroll down to the one that says bold pattern papers. If you're on your phone, make sure you hold it sideways to get to the add to cart button. But while it's still January, that class is just $5 for 4 lessons in bold pattern papers. And if you wait until February, it'll go up. So you can get it now, and then you can do bold pattern paper scrapping this weekend if you like. Yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you so much, and have a great weekend. I'll be live again on Monday. And T-Dub, if you can't get back to sleep, I got lots of stuff you can watch on the channel. So thank you for joining me, and I hope your cat behaves herself, itself. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much. And if you enjoyed this layout and you want to give it a thumbs up, that'd be super duper duper awesome and helps a lot of things behind the scenes. So I really appreciate you taking the time to click that thumbs up button. Thanks. Have a great weekend. See you later.